Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
This is Ringroo. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we continue our coverage over here of the Herr Robert monthly tournament close combat, tournament. And today we are on Sianno. Rank, who is fighting? We're already seeing some action here. What's going on?
Left-hand side in the blue, we have P. Uri Tanner playing 20th Panzer Grenadier with a Maverick income. Right-hand side in the red, we have Lepanto1588 playing Group Baktina with a balanced income.
You know, it seems kind of appropriate. Lepanto over here is playing a naval division. Kind of excited for this. I mean, Baktina is not really a division we tend to see very often. You said yourself before we went live, tons of spam, tons of infantry, not many vehicles because we don't have floating tanks that work just yet in the war.
No, that's more on the rest in front with the floating tanks.
Well, and considering their lifespan over on Normandy, I'm not even sure I would say that they worked out particularly well either.
Yeah, considering that, they sent like 30 DD tanks to the Omaha beats and only 2 of them major.
Yes,
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. We are seeing earlier on, though, the Tourney and Bushlati over here. These guys always kind of strike me kind of as being like the naval version of guard squads.
Yeah, they're really, rather crypt. Like, a lot of Baktina infantry are pretty, good, and you need it because it's really coming down to the infantry tab for that division. But their IG-33 and the Tiger P, and soon to be a Flak Panther, bit of a mouthful there, is completely suppressing the hell out of Lepanto's push.
I'm so excited for the Flak Panther. I mean, it's just a quad 20 mil, but it's still ridiculously kind of, churny. And it would definitely churn E up those Bushlati quite a bit. Even to the point that the Ersatz trooping over here can push them back with a heavy amount of support.
And he's going to counterattack with the Stoss troops, which are going to be stossing right into the Russian fire.
Yes, but before we get super kind of excited about this, these are not the Stoss trooping with lots of, STGs. These are the Papa Shahs. So.
And they got a nice drink.
Yes, they do. That is important. You're right. It is important to stay hydrated in the front lines, so you gotta be careful. But I feel like he's gonna move the Flak Panzer in a little bit further, a little bit more closely, and that's gonna be the major kind of fire support as things go further and further along here.
Indeed, and it's actually quite funny. Just looking at the rest of the map, it is bloody quiet. Tanner managed to get the town up north under his control, but all of the action is coming down to this choke point hell known as the Southern Central Town.
Well, and for one superior squad, that freaking IG-18 was just... IG-33, forgive me, the size of the booms confused me for a second, but that was intense. I mean, that thing's been pounding that town since the word go.
Yeah, he's just doing... I think he's actually doing a fire position, just to clear out whatever the hell is possibly in the town. You even have a sniper squad up north getting some snipes. They're actually getting strafed by a Stuka recon plane.
Which is a little bit also surprising to see. I'm checking out over here. Oh wait, there's no anti-air until B phase for Lepanto.
Oh, that's going to be pretty tough. He does have air power, to be fair, has some lags, but Not the best fighters, but to be fair, fighting against Stukas, you don't need the best aircraft, you just need an aircraft.
And even more terrifying, this 132, when it starts to drop, this is going to obliterate.
Oh, it's the rockets.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he has them in a perfect spot. Yeah, that should definitely save his ass.
That is going to completely reverse the southern side. And the Philip Panzer's going in as well, so this is going to be awful.
Not the Tiger P, it's the only one in existence, goddammit. Post didn't win the contract.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. This town might go over here, though, to the Germans, just for a short bit. It might.
Oh, here comes the off-map.
Yowza.
I really hope the Tiger P doesn't die. I have a real soft spot for that tank, for just how much of a massive piece of crap it was.
Well, I have a soft spot for that Flak Panzer, and unfortunately, the Flak Panzer has more than a little bit of a soft spot for most artillery. So,
it does seem he's gonna get out, which is quite surprising. Does he have top armor?
No, I think
no, he doesn't. It's weak, yeah.
The Lepanto
Oh.
goes down. Good lord.
But at least your favorite unit survived, so one of us can be happy.
I'm more happy about the idea of him. Also, like, I do like, in true naval fashion, the Russian naval troops come in ducks. Which, it's so horribly on brand for it. Ooh. Is the IG-33 going to run out of all its ammunition? He has one shot left.
He's just been firing position at the same spot the entire time. Frankly, it's a really good idea because this high explosive suppression is fantastic on that 150mm gun. But Lepanto's men make a good counterattack, but we're going to see a counterattack here versus that Truppen, which should go as expected.
Yes, but there's still the Flak Panzer. So if he gets eyes on any infantry whatsoever, again, he's turned 2 into dog meat with using, a couple hundred rounds of the 20 mils?
Yeah.
I feel like I should be inserting, that Saving Private Ryan scene every single time that happens, because, that thing is hellacious to fight against from a, foot position.
Yeah, it's really, the best fire support vehicles in history have always just been slapping 4 guns onto the top of a vehicle. The M16 vehicle, the Flak Panther, the Shilka, the Skink. It's just about slapping 4 guns on top of something. It's the perfect number of firepower.
Well, again, it's the whole idea that no one gives a crap about ADA until it's like, we have to attack an urban position. All right, time to bring the ADA in. Like you don't use it in an actual air defense role, it feels like.
No, the Flak Panther is just a very expensive fire support vehicle which occasionally shoots at aircraft.
Yes. Oh, there's going to be PTRS. There's just a ton of PTRS deviltry that's going to happen here to the north of it, by the way. Nothing immediate, of course, but the fact that it's still a possibility is the terrifying aspect of it.
I like how that northern town is held completely and utterly by flamethrower troops.
Well, they just want to make sure that a sense of warmth is ignited within anybody who visits. So think of it like Philadelphia with less shooting victims. To all of my friends in the city of brotherly love, we all know what your city is like. I can't talk much being from Jersey, but we all know what your city is like. Now, in the meantime, we are coming closer and closer to the end of Phase A. So we have, of course, those most Bakotas over here. These guys, again, very, very similar to Guards troops, but they are, using some captured German equipment here with those P-40s. Sorry, M40s. Wow, P-40s. MP-40s.
And yeah, for an A phase, this has been extremely anticlimactic. It's just been a bloody meat grinder. That's not good for Tanner. He's playing the Maverick income. He needs to gain a lot of territory and do it now. And he does have his second Befehle Panzer. Also, I do love 20th Panzer Grenadiers, just odd ducks of homemade tanks. Where you got the small head Panther.
Yeah.
What the... I think it was like some sort of... They were just testing the Panther hull with a Panzer IV turret. I believe that's right, they did, yeah.
Is that what it was?
I think it was a test. But nonetheless, I mean, it is actually... I think it's a pretty cool looking vehicle.
It certainly can be. Can be. JU-87's coming back in, by the way. I'm really quite surprised by how sufficient a couple BF-109s and that Flak Panzer Panther have been thus far. And I'm thinking, yeah, wow, the Luftwaffe has been dominant here. Really quite shocking, considering that Lepanto over here has a ridiculous amount of air power in his deck. Again, 24 aircraft to the potential 7 that we see over here from the German side of things. It's actually almost an entire mirror image of what happened on Tuesday, where the Germans had about that many to about that many Russian equipment as well.
Yeah. It's quite funny, because all the aircraft we're seeing on the field from the German side is essentially all the aircraft he has in his deck.
Exactly.
It's just the German Luftwaffe in 1944, a few BF-109s and a couple Stukas. Now fly up against that P-51 formation.
We are going to see recon to the north. He's actually... I wonder if he sees that PTRS. Huh. I wonder if he sees that PTRS in the town. We are seeing finally some aggression over here to the northern side. The Flammenwerfers are going to be attacked by the Automachikis. with all their Thompsons, and these are not the ones that are going to, jam with all their little drum magazines. It's going to be pretty dicey here pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty nice push here from Lepanto. I mean, he doesn't need to push as much compared to Tanner, but it should really throw off Tanner's momentum down south, because this is such a huge force, and there's nothing here from Tanner.
Nothing currently, anyway, that's for sure. We are going to see, though, a couple of squads of air slash trooper. He doesn't see them. Doesn't see the PTRS. But it is a 12-12 right now. That is almost as good as being up here for Uri Tanner, just because he's not been in control of a lot of territory thus far.
Yeah, this is definitely Lepanto's game to lose at this point. He's doing extremely well for himself, just staying alive for so long, but goddamn, those Stukas just... I mean, it's kind of bad when the Stukas are just doing strafing runs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they have 20 mils, to be fair. Oh, yeah, they do have 20 mils, so it's not too bad.
No, but the 20 mils, though, are not exactly meant to be utilized. I mean, you don't generally see people be like, oh, yes, time to do strafing runs with my Stuka. It's slow enough, it's got a lot of time on target, don't get me wrong. But that's not why you bring a Stuka into this fight.
No, I think it's just because there's not been much anti-air, so there's been no way to really punish it effectively. So speaking of that, we have 2 anti-aircraft units being finally brought in, so maybe Lepanto can get rid of the German Luftwaffe.
Oh, 3 of them, actually. There's a 3rd one to the north.
Oh. That's a lot of anti-air.
It's a lot of aircraft.
True. Very true.
I love seeing the Kubelwagons, by the way, the dual MG34s on them. I don't think we really have some guy dual wielding them in the back, but it's kind of a funny image to have, nonetheless.
Yeah.
It is about as equally amusing to me as having all these biplanes being brought onto the map. It feels like it should be something to do with, I don't know, like Battle of the Bulge, where it's like, okay, cut the engine, Charlie. Let me just glide over top and hope I hear tank engines. Yeah, and that's what should happen every single time.
Yep. And all these biplanes are going to hear is 37mm anti-aircraft fire being headed towards them, which is not, I think, great condition to be in for pilot.
I think they call it steel rain, my friend.
Yes.
And meanwhile, the PTRS it's making itself evident he's gonna die, but he's paid for himself. And now he's made these freaking P-Grens get out super early and kill 2 squads. That guy has been a pain in the backside. Well done to you, sir. You go to Russian Valhalla with a smile on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Shiny and crimson. Not chrome, because, that's the color of capitalists.
It's Soviets, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chrome is the sign of the bourgeoisie.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, it's really just coming down to this northern push now. This is, fantastic on Lepanto's part. I mean, he's in a great area because he can really utilize the hell out of his infantry. And kind of, I don't know, in between both ridges, there's a lot of forest for all the scary infantry guys to take position at.
Now, we are seeing some southern troops. I say southern, but on the northern side still. But an attempt here to maybe kind of control this northern town, maybe swing up. I'm wondering if that's going to be the idea here.
Maybe. Because he does need to try and regain that northern side. Tanner needs to he needs to make a push happen. He is losing time. There's only 6 minutes or so left of B phase.
But he hasn't lost a ton. He's lost some, yes. But a lot of his heavier equipment, he hasn't lost a ton. And if you can be relatively consistent against an infantry-focused deck, you should be okay.
Yeah, it's one of the advantages.
The Ju-87s, though, are going to go down. At least one of them. Maybe not the hero unit, but this other one is smoking already. And he's like... Wow, would they decide to all shoot at the hero unit instead? Guys, I don't care how good of a ground killer he is. Shoot the guy that's smoking.
Come on. No, they did not apply damage effectively, unfortunately, so Zukas aren't going to get away. But yeah, I mean, looking at Lepanto's deck, he doesn't have a whole lot of armor. Heck, even... Oh, he has a decent amount of anti-tank. He has a whole heap of ZIS-2s. But if you can get past that and deal with the aircraft, I mean, any armored vehicles that Tanner can bring up will prove to be pretty effective flight support. So if he can fight more in these open ground areas, like where he's kind of pushing the northern center here, that'd be a good territory for him to fight over.
It absolutely would be, but I would be very, very concerned about the potential aircraft that can get utilized the other direction. Because now this BF-109 is smoking. There we go. There's finally a kill for one of them. Because you're right, the anti-tank is the scary part, but even more so, we have 4 IL-2s in C, we have 2 more in B, we have rocket planes galore, we have Bostons we haven't even seen yet, and you know what? That might be more than a feeling. That might be more than a feeling that we have to watch out for.
Amen to that. Amen to that. We're seeing just a whole heap more infantry being slapped in up north from Lepanto, some Strafniki, some Superiors, some Sturmies, just orderlies, while Tanner bringing in a lot of Stug 4s into like the central parts of the northern town.
That's because the North remembers, man. That's exactly why. Pigren's starting to kind of make a continual bridgehead here. For some reason, the Flammenwerfer, one dude is walking around being like, oh yes, now is the time for me to go on a walkabout by myself.
Yeah. Thankfully, he has a flamethrower to keep him company.
Yeah, but that's not exactly what I want to keep keeping my bed warm at night.
It'd be a very warm bed, to be fair. You wouldn't need any heated sheets.
No, but you know what? I'm pretty sure it would take my breath away, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, that's true.
We are finally seeing some, attempted artillery down here to the south from the German side with an 81mm pipe coming on in. And a lot of artillery is being dropped. Okay, so Lepanto's dropping one, and Uri Tanner's dropping one. So we have 3 Sturm Pioneers who are ready to get the call. So we might see a potential breakout in the south as Screw the North kind of comes through.
Yeah, it's a good call-in, because this would be a good unexpected attack here on Lepanto's Rika side. Or we're seeing actually Lepanto spread out his infantry in preparation for a soft-map artillery bombardment, which is a very smart move.
And they still get caught anyway, though. A number of them are pinned down. There's still a couple of air slash troopments and Pigren's being brought on in. So we do know where the front lines really are. What they don't know is how deep and how many German troops are coming. Good lord, was that 8 squads?
That's like a Sturm Pioneer company.
Yes. Who needs a pioneer? You guys are just like an entire town.
Yes. God, that is a crazy push. I mean, Tanner needs to be doing crazy pushes at this point if he wants to get his foot into the game here. But it's good work. I mean, he has the Flak Panther coming. Flak Panther, that's a bloody mouthful, being brought in, as well as the Stug as well to provide some fire support. But you need to...
Funny, as one guy after another, it's like, ah yes, we've been forced to get out of our trucks. Ah yes, 50 meters, another guy gets out of his truck. So we have this weird thing at the same time too, where all these guys are revealing their firing positions so they can all get suppressed, and they're all close enough that it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Sturm Pioneers have smoke at least to cover them, and they're starting to make a slower attack on push now, on foot now. But we are seeing Lepanto bringing in a BA-10 and some Strafniki to try and hold. But hey, we're seeing... I like that smoke position. That's going to block off BA-10.
Absolutely. Now, Russian artillery is going to happen over here in the middle. Very, very different. It's a 180, so this is not the ridiculous amount of firepower you expect from the rockets, but you get more booms per shot, and I know you love your more booms per shot, so...
Oh yeah, I'm all about the booms per minute.
The BPM, forget beats.
Yeah.
Dropping beats, dropping booms. Interesting. Okay. The hero... There was a hero, Ju-87, that went back to the north, and I kind of liked the idea. I kind of felt like he was trying to draw Lepanto's attention back to the north. I don't know if that's entirely what he had intended. But we are seeing continual and effective usage of the, kind of vague vestigial air power that he's had in the first place. I really am
it's been
quite
working
stunned.
really well. Same with all the infantry being hit by the bombs.
I realized after I said that there was the possibility of having that joke.
We make that joke every time whenever one of us mentions stunned. It's like
true.
it's like probably in our top 5 of most common jokes that we make.
That's fair. That's fair.
I hope you guys at home have been keeping count.
There will be a test on this later.
Yes.
Now, the scary thing is that there's the Stokes to the north have penetrated far enough that they do see most of the 37 mils.
Oh,
So,
that's a really good push.
if they're able to take out the anti-air positions, I'm not saying there's a giant gap. At this point, you can see here, he's bringing the Ju-87s in to kind of almost open up and draw them right back out. IL-2s in return might take out 2 with this next strike, though.
He's going to spread out just in the nick of time.
Unfortunately, Nick wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Acceptable casualties, though. At least he still has one to push back up and finish off at 37 mil. But I do like his push in the northern central position here. Like, he needs a little bit more push behind it. You know, it's C phase now. He doesn't have the economy to really keep it up. But it's a weak underbelly in Lepanto's line.
You know what's not going to be a weak underbelly, though? The southern side. In 4 seconds. And in 1 second just above that, too. So, much boomage is about going ready to happen, and I think this entire push is going to die.
Yeah, I mean, where the smoke is fire.
Yeah, you know, I can't say I play World of Warships that much. I just watch enough of it to kind of get a vague understanding, being an armchair admiral as I am. But one thing I have learned is that smoke anywhere is either a torpedo magnet or an artillery magnet. Like, I feel like your guy drops smoke, great. You basically held up a giant neon sign that says, fire here. And I think that's exactly what's happening down here to the south. Not much to be done about it, but, I mean, still.
Wasn't too bad, Joe. A lot of the infantry is still alive, and the armored forces are hooking around the northern flank at least. And if he can get them online, I mean, that'd be a really good position for them to hold. Once again, Lepanto doesn't have a whole lot of AT, especially available down south here. If that Black Panther gets online, it'd be a nasty for the Russians.
Once again, though, it's always that if.
Yeah.
If.
And the butch. Don't forget the butch.
That's true. We got to push in the tush, and don't know that I really like the possibility here of. Wait, the flak are... Okay, no. It's the weird P4, 5, whatever.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Exactly. The flak panzers coming online. Here we go.
He's been very aggressive with his command tanks. I mean, you can kind of do that with 20th Panzer Gren because you have essentially heavy tanks. I don't know what you'd classify the 5/4 tank. So, and especially against Baktina, they don't have a whole lot of AT.
Yes.
It's risky, but it works.
But there we go again. Flak Panzer fires on an infantry squad. Watch, he's gonna waste 100 rounds, and he's gonna absolutely murk. He fires literally, it's less than 100 rounds, and he murks an entire squad. Thank God there's only one of them.
Holy crap! Oh, that BA-10! Oh no!
Yeah, he's got a big brother there.
Oh, Black Panther goes, bruh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious. I mean, Tanner's he's on the back foot economy rise, but he's actually starting to make his most effective pushes now. He used to be playing balanced.
I think part of it is because you almost need to get all of that armor and artillery online. I say artillery, that might be air artillery if you want to call it that. But you almost need to have that online before you can be effective. And I wonder if you have to front load that as a 20th PG.
Yeah, and his Stukas are still alive, goddammit. This is extremely impressive. He should be dead, statistically speaking.
Part of that is the failure, I think, from an 88 perspective. There'd be very different perspectives to happen here.
I do agree. He needs the anti-air down south, because he's really only funneled it up north. Speaking up north, we're all seeing a counterattack here from Uri Tanner, but, pretty bloody. He doesn't really have the fire support in terms of tanks needed to actually make his push happen, I think.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's true. And I think that's going to be kind of a consistent issue, I think, for the rest of that northern approach. But as long as it doesn't completely die, he's in good shape.
Yeah. And his southern push is really being held on the back of his armored column.
Mm-hmm. And oddly enough, those rinky-dink off-map call-ins. The 172s, those biplanes, more than enough to do pretty decent work. And there we go. The Flak Panzer is still enough to shoo away the lag as well.
Yep.
Not going to get a kill on this one, but he has gotten a kill before, I think. Yep. Well done, though, sir. Well done.
Yeah, I always thought the Flak Panzer Panther would never be a worthwhile unit because it's just so expensive at 140 points. But in a situation like this, you can be very aggressive pushing of it because it does have decent armor. And hey, if you overextend, who cares? You have anti-aircraft coverage because you are the anti-aircraft coverage.
Yep. I do want to take a quick look back to the top. Looks like 2 37 mils are still online, so that's a very, very big thing to be concerned about. Yeah. Strapniki in the meantime, okay. Before he reloads, he kills literally 65% of the squad. Sweet mother of baby Jesus. That just like...
Yeah. That...
And 4 more squads of peak events going on with DPs.
Oh no, we got anti-tank rifle, but that's not gonna matter. Flak Panzer goes back. Jesus Christ.
I was worried that this is going to be the standard balanced Maverick game. I feel like this is completely on its head, and I don't think it's just because of the divisional play here. I feel like this is just this is not what's supposed to happen. Holy jeez!
What the?
Flak Panzer must die.
Yeah, how? That's like 3 minutes of income.
Yes, but to
no
be
wonder
fair,
he was losing the southern side.
To be fair, I think he had 2 of them already. He had 2 already.
Okay, yeah, fair. Okay.
I also like these intercept curve from the BF-109 is quite hilarious. Yes, you're somehow going to kill 3 of them? Please, that's a flying concrete block. You're not going to do
Holy
jack.
crap. I mean, that was really dumb, but it worked. I mean, when you have enough airplanes, you can break through, but I think it pretty much shuts down Tanner's push here down south. That was really the, bleeding edge.
I do have to say, again, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid.
Fair point. It worked. It was a very smart play. And that armored unit core is extremely scary, and they were so bunched up. You might as well do something like that.
Although there's a piece of me that felt like we were watching the Memphis Belle when they're bombing the factory complex, and you're seeing those top-down shots. It's just like the German countryside erupting into smoke and fire.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, what a play from Lepanto. But it's still 13-11, but this isn't sustainable. It's a 21 minutes before Tanner gets the victory, and we know that's very hard to do with a Maverick income.
But I guess the question becomes, has he been able to pick up enough ground? And that's really the big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he's close to taking... I don't know if he's close to taking the northern flag back. No, he's not. There's too much stuff, now.
Good thoughts. I don't know. Looking down here to the south, some very, very strange play, just overall. Our first Boston's on here. How nice. Just on that push in the meantime, more and more kind of support pairings. We are going to see kind of a tasting menu, anti-tank, IG-33, kind of a nice, gunpowder and explosions kind of idea. And I think we're going to see another attack run happening here pretty soon between all of the various firepower that can be brought to bear.
Yeah. We're just seeing Tanner bringing in infantry now, because I think it's the only affordable thing that he still has. Yes, he has a C-phase guard of Stugjo, so he has built, a little bit in preparation for C-phase play, but, I mean, northern side is slowly getting pushed back because of that T-34, and unfortunately his Flak Panzer T-34 can't really do much about it.
No, it can't. Now, one thing actually I think I'm surprised about too, 88s have not featured in this game at all, and I realize the anti-air tab is a little bit weaker, but I would have expected still to at least see that anti-air in here, knowing, again, your air tab is just that weak, to have something else in there to kind of pick up the slack.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of needs it now, just after seeing that massive amount of Soviet aircraft. Before, it hasn't been that heavy with Soviet air power, to be fair. But yeah, he definitely does need some 88 fly support now, especially in the more defensive positions he's in.
That was absolutely absurd, though. Like, that is...
That was freaking ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what the hell?
That's like some like Looney Tune shit, basically.
Yeah. It's just out of nowhere. So here's 552 cluster bombers, like, that thing must die.
After the wabbit. Yeah. Flak Panther not to be outdone, though. As long as it's a P-Shrek in support, he can kill anything that comes his way.
Yeah. Combine both together, you have the unstoppable vehicle.
and the very, very squishy force.
Yeah. The northern push is working really well here for Lepanto. He's going to be getting onto the opposite hill here with just all his infantry. Yo, I don't know, if the Flak Panther comes online, yeah. There we go. Jesus Christ.
We need more Flak Panzers. Can we please?
Yeah.
Uri Tanner, he tapped, but I think he only tapped because he was just so despondent at the death of that Flak Panzer.
Holy crap! I wasn't expecting the KD to be that bad for Tanner. He was doing very good in the end of like the start of C phase, actually getting that momentum. But
yes,
that's not the time to get momentum.
Here's the other thing too. Look at the kills. The off map. That was one off map kill. That was literally one barrage.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Automachiki, this guy was the one in the south as well, and there was a big push that kind of came on in, he cleaned up a ton. The Shini Bushlati, these guys were at the beginning when there's a lot of big of a push. And again, super beefy kind of equipment here, and they did extremely well. IL-2, I mean, he had some brothers helping him get in there in the first place, but 2 Stogs, the Flak Panzer, the mutant tank in the meantime. Looking at what those kills were, just it's almost terrifying. Almost.
Yeah. It's also, I just realized this was 20th Pentagon Day and we didn't see a single Ferdinand. He didn't even have them in the deck, which, to be fair, in this matchup, you really do not need Ferdinands.
Well, and that was the thing I was going to say, though, too, is that Ferdinands are tank killers. They're not infantry killers. You're not going to do what you do.
No.
Yeah, it just
Here's the Flak Panthers, man. Yeah. That was for the MVPs for Tanner.
And shockingly, the one only got 5 kills. But that it was just the amount of suppression that it did as well. It's just stunning in more ways than one.
Yeah. Herr Robert broke actually did pretty good as well, knocking out quite a lot of static support, like guns, like pretty big kills out, I'd have to say. The field battery 172 doing decent, but yeah, apart from that, nothing really too crazy.
Well, that was the other thing too, is I felt like the air power, if he's able to bring in a little bit more than just, look, POSs that are outdated, I think he probably would have had a very, very successful conclusion to this game.
Yeah, I also felt like he got really too tunnel visioned in that central, like, southern town early on. Like, get those first 10 minutes, pretty much he made no progress trying to hit that town. If he maybe did that southern push earlier, I think he would have had a better chance. Or northern push earlier, because you saw once he made pushes, yeah, he made decent progress. He just needed to do that sooner rather than 20 minutes in the match.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But, any final thoughts there, sir?
No, just, I think the replay speaks for itself.
I think so too. I think it says that air power can change the day, but at the same time, you can't beat a good old-fashioned artillery barrage.
Nope.
Folks, with that in mind, our coverage of the monthly close combat tournament does come to a close for this week. I guess this week, at least in the States, it's going to be Halloween, so everyone have a nice, safe Halloween. And I guess until next week, this is Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.